Yeah, we need some ice.
Hello. So mine is about honey, medicinal, nutritional analysis. So why is honey so special? Human use of honey is traced to some 8,000 years ago, as depicted by Stone Age paintings. So the ancient Egyptians, Assyrians, Chinese, Greeks, and Romans employed honey for wounds and diseases of the gut. Unlike most foods, honey doesn't spoil over time. An interesting fact is that the oldest sample of honey was found in an ancient Egyptian tomb, dated approximately 3,000 years ago, and was supposedly still edible. Honey has such a low H2O content, it draws H2O from its surrounding environment, meaning it can dehydrate bacteria, thus preventing spoilage. So the composition of honey is mainly sugar, as we see, it's 38.5% fructose, 31% glucose, 17.1% water, 7.2% maltose. There's trisaccharides, carbohydrates, 1.5% of sucrose, and 0.5 minerals, vitamins, and enzymes. This is the chemical formula for honey, which is 6 carbons, 12 hydrogens, and 6 oxygens. How do bees make honey? So when bees harvest nectar, it's stored in their honey stomach separate from their normal stomach. So the nectar is mixed with enzymes which break down the larger sugars in the nectar, such as sucrose, into the smaller sugars, glucose and fructose. So it's mainly made of sugar, as I stated before. The forager bee then passes it on to the house bee, who regurgitates it and redrinks the nectar over a 20-minute period, breaking down larger sugars further. So they pretty much throw up in the other bee's mouth. I know it sounds gross, but honey is so sweet and delicious, we wouldn't think that that's how it's made. The nectar is deposited in the honeycomb, and the bees will fan it with their wings to hasten the H2O evaporation until the H2O concentration falls to around 17%. Gluconic acid is the dominant acid in honey, produced by the action of bee secretions on glucose. It and other acids give honey a low pH of between 3 and 4, so it is pretty acidic. It also contains small amounts of hydrogen peroxide, which makes it too hostile for bacterial growth. So there are benefits of honey. It's antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, supports immune health, assists with asthma symptoms, inhibits fungal growth, and it's hypoglycemic. So those who struggle with diabetes, they do say honey would be a better alternative than using refined sugar. Honey's nutritional values here, as I know people get a little scared of the calorie amount there and the total sugar amount, which is the carbohydrates, but it does have a significant amount of potassium, calcium, iron, and magnesium, especially phosphorus. And it also has vitamin B6 and folate, which women especially need. 6 benefits of honey: mosquito bite relief. Honey's anti-inflammatory properties make it a good option to help reduce the itch and irritation of mosquito bites. Try it next time you get one, I swear. If you're out of any kind of aloe vera or any kind of product that you put on your mosquito bite, you'd be surprised how much honey actually works. It's an immune booster. I'm sure many of us who are getting sick around this time of year. Honey is full of polyphenols and a type of antioxidant that helps to protect cells from free radical damage. Athletic performance: honey is superior in maintaining glycogen levels and improving recovery time, and has been known to enhance athletic performance. Wounds and burns: honey can be used as a natural curative first aid treatment for wounds, burns, and cuts because of its antibacterial properties. And then there's also recent research shows that honey may help disorders such as ulcers and bacterial issues in the gastro system. And of course, recent studies show honey helps with coughs, especially buckwheat honey. So honey has exciting antimicrobial properties and has been used in traditional medicine to treat wounds since ancient times. Ancient Egyptians utilized it to treat wounds, and there are direct references to honey consumption in the Bible and the Quran. The compounds of honey offer a bank of potential antimicrobials and regenerative agents that can be utilized to combat antibiotic resistance and aid in tissue healing. So here we see the sucrose and glucose oxidase, and we already mentioned hydrogen peroxide is the main antimicrobial agent killing pathogens through DNA damage in several cellular targets, along with the gluconic acid. And the gluconic acid makes honey acidic, which prevents the pathogen overgrowth. So this is about where it sits on the pH level. And then we have B, defensin 1, it interferes with bacterial adhesion and alters the production of extracellular polymeric substances. Then we have the hydroxyacetone, and I think it's the methylglycoxyl, which is exclusive for lepospermum honeys like Manuka. I think you guys have heard of Manuka honey that's been tested for healing any kind of wounds. It alters bacterial from, I think it's Firmware. I don't know if I said that right, and flagella. And then we have the osmotic pressure, which decreases availability of free water molecules, reducing microbial growth rate. So this is the honey over the wound. And then we have phenolic compounds, pro-oxidative properties, and H2O enhancer via a non-enzymatic pathway. So there are studies that were completed to investigate the effectiveness of Indonesian honey and wound healing compared to the tegagerm hydrocolloid dressing and Manuka honey. So in this control group, it does show that the wound areas of the control group with the dressing expanded more than that of the Indonesian and Manuka honey groups until day 10 after wounding. So the wounds areas of the honey group decreased gradually. So all of them were pretty much about the same towards the end, but you notice how much these increased with just the dressing versus the honey. Honey, being also a natural sweet product, has a complex composition, but compared to sugar, it has a lower glycemic index and energetic value. Refined sugar is almost 100% sucrose and very small amounts of other components compared to honey. So in this chart here, we show how high glucose is, and honey is significantly lower. So if you do know anybody who does struggle with their sugar levels, something like honey might benefit them. And I just have 2 videos. One, I'm like forward it. See, this is what I did last time, the link didn't work.
Oh, it didn't work. Okay, so you know what video is that? Just. Copy. Wait a minute. And then you copy it.
It works on my phone, but for whatever, I could just copy it.
Okay,
I was like, I knew that was gonna
yeah,
happen.
and then just escape. And then just go here and then.
Yeah. I wanted it to cover the negative part of storage if you don't properly take care of the honey. And then this is like a pretty short video now, the link for it. And that's it. So thank you.
Good, very good, very, very good.
What kind of goes on my video?
Excellent. Okay. So, on our student.